Hey, shalom, shalom, akiyam. Hey, first and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. I would also like to give a double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. I would also like to say peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, starting with the 144,000 men of Israel, which consists of the servants, the prophets, who have been ordained since the foundations of this earth to sing this new song, which comes in the form of this gospel, which would be preached throughout all four corners of this earth and rest upon the ears of the innumerable multitude, men, women, and children of Israel, who may be scattered throughout all four corners of this earth. Hey, shalom. Hey, shalom, beloved Akim and Akwath. Let's just buy on back again to the spirit and power and mercy of our power, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And I just want to get into a brief live stream, pretty much speaking on what's going on over there in the UK, as you can see by the thumbnail. It was covered by Redacted, what have you. But I just wanted to tap into this real quick because, again, hey, it's prophecy. All right, we're witnessing prophecy at an all-time high, real time. Okay, and Uproars of the People. That's a stepping. That's a pretty much a stepping stone in prophecy, which leads to our salvation, ultimately. As we know, all hell has to break loose, man. The Lord is going to turn this place upside down. Okay, so ultimately, in the UK, right, England and Great Britain specifically, we know America stemmed out of there. Okay, that's why when you go to real quick. So it's no coincidence we're seeing all this chaos happen all throughout Europe. This Uproars of the People happening all throughout Europe, man. Portugal, all that, man. Why? Because Esau's fallen. There's a division within the household, man. All right, and it's starting from up top. We just don't see it. You see? And you better believe, man, these international banking families are in disagreement, you know, with who's going to lead the charge with this whole diabolical, right, fourth industrial revolution. Look at Jeremiah real quick. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 50. Let me see something real quick. And verse 12, right? And it reads, now, matter of fact, let me start from verse 1. And it reads, Jeremiah 50 and 1, right? And it reads, the word that the Lord Yahweh spake against Babylon and against the land of the Chaldeans, which is one and the same, right, by Jeremiah the prophet. And this is talking to America. All right, this is now talking to ancient Babylon. All right, now when you jump down to verse 12, and all you got to do is read the chapter and understand how Babylon was taken out, the Neo-Babylonian Empire, man. And you're going to come to a conclusion that is not talking about that Babylon. All right, Jeremiah 50 and 12, and it reads, your mother shall be sore confounded, man. All right, and why do you think this place is called the daughter of Babylon? This place was birthed, all right, again, out of Great Britain, England, and then in 1706, if I'm not mistaken, Great Britain. Okay, matter of fact, let me grab something real quick for you new listeners, real quick, or for those of you that may not know that. Now, when you go, now I went to ChatGPT, right? As you know, we've been using ChatGPT, you know, to ChatGPT. I think the ChatGPT thinks it's a Jake. But anyway, look, did America stem out of the UK? Is what I typed in. It says yes, right? In a historical sense, America, the United States, stemmed out of the United Kingdom, specifically England, right? Now check it out, 1607, right? The first permanent English colony in North America was established in Jamestown, Virginia. We know there was 13 of them, right? And this is what triggered the whole Declaration of Independence, was so these Westerners can separate themselves from Britain. But look, over the 1600s and 1700s, England, later Great Britain, after 1707, established 13 colonies along the eastern coast of North America, right? Let me see here. Let's see, boom, boom, boom. Or even taps into that as well. It says, Declaration of Independence, by the mid-1700s, tensions grew between the colonies, right, and the British government over taxation, representation, and governance. You see, these Edomites never see eye to eye, man. All right, they've been going at it since the Seleucid and Ptolemaic wars, man. These niggas never seen eye to eye, man. Because why? There's no honor amongst thieves. Okay, what is then is now. It's no different now. Okay, we're about to see the climax of the division amongst the Edomite household, man. Look at in 1776, the colonies declared independence, right, from Britain via the Declaration of Independence. We know that July 4th, right, where you Jakes were still bound, mind you, right. This marked the birth of the United States of America. I know most of you should know that. I'm speaking to the choir for the most of us, but needless to say, okay, so it's no coincidence to see chaos happening right now over there in the UK. Okay, all over that stolen land, man. Okay, that's all Japhetic land over there. All right, Esau don't claim to be his. You see? So when you go, let me go back to Jeremiah 50 and 12. It reads, your mother shall be sore confounded, right? And that word confounded, when you go into this word confounded, it goes into confusion, or to be perplexed, right? She that bear you, going into that dust, Isaiah 47, the dust is going to rest upon Esau, all right? As it tells us in Genesis, right? The serpent is going to go back to his belly in the dust, man, where he belongs, man. Okay? Look at, she that bear you should be ashamed, right? Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert. And that's the end game for Babylon the Great. Let me get this in a GNB real quick. Let's see what this says in the Good News Bible. I'm just curious here. Let me see. Jeremiah 50. All right, now here we go. Oh, wow, the heading right before verse 11, it says, Babylon's fall. All right. The Lord Yahweh says, and it reads, Jeremiah 50 and 11, outside of 11, and it reads, the Lord Yahweh says, people of Babylonia, you plundered my nation. All right. Isn't there a clear circular history on this fact? All right. These Babylonians, these Edomites, plundering the Lord's nation, which consists of us so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. I think there is. Okay. Hence why Trump wants to edit, okay, these Smithsonian museums, man. Okay. And for those of you that know, you know. All right. Look, you are happy and glad, going about like a cow threshing corn or like a neighing horse. Right. They've been living in luxury. They've been living deliciously, as the scriptures say, off the backs of the slave labor of us, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Okay? All this generational wealth these Edomites are sitting on, man, over here. And then they have the audacity to thumb their nose up at you, man. This is why we're relishing in the moments that we're witnessing right now. Okay? Seeing you Edomites go at each other's throat. Okay? And Charlie Kirk's and his situation, literally. But anyways, look, but your own great city will be humiliated and disgraced, man. Your own great city. Okay? And again, America was birthed out of the UK. You know? England, Great Britain, or what have you, man. It's all the same. All right, this is where this place stemmed out of, man. Okay? And it's funny, we're going to go into this video. Hey, the elite are over there. Okay? Over there in England. All right? England is the one of the unclean frogs, man. All right? It's the financial. Okay? You tap into Revelations. But look, but your own great city will be humiliated and disgraced. Babylonia will be the least important nation of all. Okay? It will become a dry and waterless desert. And that's talking to Obadiah, where the Lord said he will make Esau small among the nations, man. All right? Ultimately, we know America is where this man set up the throne. All right? So this is where he'll become the most small. And at the end of the day, the calamities are going to reach their climax over here in Babylon the Great. What's happening over there in the UK, over there in Europe, these are the building blocks to the complete, utter destruction of the West. Okay? The Lord's picking away at this man's beast system, man. Let's go get this clip. Bear with me, Aki Amanakwa. Let me just start it from the beginning. Again, this is from Redacted. Fair use, fair use. All right, this is for educational purposes only. I'm not making any monetary gains for this clip. I'm just sharing this clip via redacted. Fair use. Again, it's for educational purposes only. Let me see here. Where'd it go? Let me see here. Bear with me. Turn this up. Probably running from this way right here. Let's go.
Let's talk about the UK. We had a special guest lined up for you from the UK today, but we had some issues and a scheduling conflict, unfortunately, in London. We're going to try to have that again for you tomorrow, but I want to give you the rundown of what's going on there right now, because the UK is in a revolution. Make no mistake about it. You cannot put this genie back in the bottle at this point. The people of the UK have had enough. Over 100,000 people showed up to the Unite the Kingdom rally in London over the weekend. Some estimates say that number was far larger. Of course, if you listen to the mainstream media, they're like, it was a few thousand people. Right, okay. Just a few thousand people. The rally was organized to oppose immigration, calls for stronger border controls, and promote free speech and national unity. These people are sick and tired of being arrested for their tweets, for being held at the airport for 6 hours because of a post on social media that criticizes the government. Yes, the protests were mostly peaceful, and police say that there were just a dozen of police officers harmed and at least 25 arrests. So certain police officers were harmed and 25 arrests. Keir Starmer, the Prime Minister, said that the country will not stand for assaults on police officers doing their job, or for people feeling intimidated on our streets because of their background or the color of their skin. Britain is a nation proudly built on tolerance, diversity, and respect. Our flag represents our diverse country, and we will never surrender it to those who use it as a symbol of violence and fear or division. Some say the violence stemmed from police directing crowds into counter protests on purpose, where Antifa protesters were chanting "Charlie's in a box" to celebrate the murder of conservative commentator Charlie Kirk. So imagine that, just like they did on January 6th, intentionally starting fights and to get these people to fight. So the police directing parts of the rally into areas where there was Antifa guys chanting "Charlie is in a box." I would be hard pressed if someone pushed me around the corner and I'm face to face with one of these leftist nut jobs. Like I don't start fights, but I would be hard pressed not to. I'd be hard pressed not to knock a guy out. I'm sorry. So they knew exactly what they were doing, by the way. And of course, then the cameras are right there. Right? So, hey, drive these people around the corner where there's Antifa people hanging out, get them to get into a fight and capture it on camera, show it all over the BBC and talk about how these far right-wing nut jobs are sowing division. These guys are bigots. They want our borders closed. They're tired of young people being raped in the park. Aren't they bigoted? Put it in perspective. 25 arrests is a remarkably low figure for a crowd this large. By comparison, there were nearly 900 arrests at a Palestinian Action protest just weeks ago. Almost 500 people at last month's Notting Hill Carnival. Just go to a carnival in Notting Hill and, the beer is flowing. 500 people arrested. 25 for this one? Neither of which drew anywhere near 100,000 people, which again is a low estimate to my mind. The Prime Minister did not take 2x at all to say anything about those events. Hey, all you carnival people, stop fighting. No, but he had to say something about this, of course. The government leans on labels like far-right violence to sidestep the substance of what was on display, which was a potent populist movement demanding to be heard. We were in Glasgow just a few weeks ago, or no, I should say.
And that's all I really need from him. But you see the narrative Esau's pushing. It's still the same thing going on over there with the whole left and right. The two wings on the same bird. All right, and this whole Charlie Kirk situation, you see what it did. This thing didn't spark the flame. Okay? It done spark the flame, man. And all it takes is a little bit of gasoline. What happens when you throw a little bit of a lighter fluid on some gas, man? On a flame, excuse me, that's already lit. It could be a little flame. It just caught fire. It's a little baby flame. You throw a little bit of gasoline on there. Whew. You see? And that's all that's needed now. And efforts to cause a complete fallout via civil unrest, man. Okay? Via civil wars, man. Which again, major part of prophecy, which is the lead up to our salvation. Okay? These uproars of the people, and these people against people, nation against this leads up to our salvation, man. This is why hey, this it's coming out. Let me go get this real quick. Let's prove it. When you go to you see, Esau is gonna go out by violence, man. They're gonna be as they always done, going at each other's throat, and ultimately from a global stance, that third world's woe. Okay, where you're gonna have them Eastern Edomites in the form of Russia, all right, come up against these Western Edomites, man, which is going to be the war to end all wars. We already see that building up, the tensions between the Russia and America, man. There's no peace, man. And how many times is Trump gonna sit down with Putin for it to just still turn into a vain conversation or phone call, man? Okay, a wasted jet fuel, man, to go meet up wherever they're going. Come on, man. It's not amounting to anything, because it's not gonna. Because ultimately, when you go into biblical prophecy, Magog is gonna take this place out, and then they're gonna be taken out by Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Let me see. And I'm going to make this point. Magog's not going to take this place out alone. Guys, we know Yahweh Shai is coming back when that fire is kindled, man. Okay? Yahweh, them chariots are going to be zapping shit down. Okay? And the Lord's using Russia, the bear, to fulfill his will. Along with the beasts that this whore is riding on, they're also going to attack. Pursuing the Revelations, what's that, the 17th chapter? Let me see, where am I going? Second Esdras, real quick, the ninth chapter. I'm going to start at verse 1, right? And it reads, "He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself." And you do that through watching prophecy, man. Okay? And the seers are the only ones that have that ability via the servants, the prophets, man. And they're going to relay the report via the divine communication they're receiving from the Lord, via the Holy Spirit. And those are the elect, men, women, and children, are going to be able to receive and perceive it because they got the Spirit on them too. You see? But look, you measure the times through the prophecies. Look, and when thou seest part of the signs past, see, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. All right? Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. Okay? Come on, man, earthquakes. Hey, go get you an earthquake app. All right, like the elder Hawaii. All right, he be bringing it out from time to time. He got that earthquake app. Okay, see what's going down with them earthquakes, man. There's earthquakes happening every day on a massive scale, and big ones too, in different areas of the earth. The Lord's shaking things up, literally. Okay, and look, and uproars of the people in the world, man. And this is what we're highlighting right now, the uproars of the people, and specifically over there in Europe. Okay, you see, Esau is in a conundrum. Okay, they know it's over, but they're still fighting and striving and scratching and clawing, and they're going to until the end. Look, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee. You see, this is prophecy, baby. Look, even from the beginning, man. All right, this is how we know. Hey, Esau's end is imminent. As a matter of fact, let me get another one. Let's just stay in Second Esdras. Let's jump to chapter 13. Just again, still landing the point home that these uproars of the people, these calamities that we're seeing. All right, these are building blocks to salvation, man. We need this, man. Yeah, keep going. Keep going at each other's throat. We need this, man. This is how we get home. Again, Esau's going to be taken out via a violent overthrow. It's not going to be peace. It's not going to be a peaceful transition. Okay, like the Neo-Babylon, and I can't say peaceful in this sense, but it's not going to be it's not going to be there's not going to be no conflict. All right, in this case, there's going to be conflict. And in the case of the Neo-Babylonian and the Medo-Persian, where it was just like pretty much a takeover, it's not going to be like that. It's going to be a completely violent takeover, bro. You see, and what proves that is what's that? Revelations, the 18th chapter. Matter of fact, we'll close out with that. It's going to be a violent overthrow, man, of this place. Where am I at? The book of 2nd Esdras 13. In verse 29. But verse 32, I'm going to close. I'll finish this with 32, but we're going to close. Let's go to Revelations 18 to close out. The book of 2nd Esdras chapter 13. In verse 29, it reads, behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth. Check this out. And he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth. Right? Because a lot of you people don't understand, don't believe that he's even coming back. Okay? A lot of you people are going to give up the ghost just seeing these chariots come up close and personal with you, man. Okay? Look, and one shall undertake to fight against another. This is what it's going to look like before the Lord comes. Okay? And one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another. Look at one place against another, man. Okay, civil unrest is going to be all hell breaking loose, man. Right? One people against another and one realm against another, man. Which this thing is going to spill over and climax into a third world's woe where Yahweh Shai is going to actually come into this dimension with the host of heaven, man. That's going to be the climax and this bitch's visitation and its perfection, as the scriptures tell us. Right? The book of Isaiah, the 47th chapter. Look it. And the time shall be when these things shall come to pass. Prophecy. Okay? They're gonna come to pass. Right? And the sign shall happen, which I showed thee before. And then shall my son be declared. Yahweh Shai, man. Whom thou sawest as a man ascending, man. Acts. Okay? The first chapter, man. Okay? When he got caught up in the cloud, man. Okay, and the apostles seen him go up. Okay, he ascended up. Okay, this is Yahweh Shai, man. He's coming back the same way he left. And before he do, all this stuff is gonna pop off on the earth. Okay, this is how this thing's gonna play out. You see? Let's go ahead. And there's so many more precepts coming to my mind, but I gotta roll. The book of Revelation, chapter 18. And verse 20, and it reads, rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets. Rejoice over who? I'm jumping up to Revelations 18. And verse 1, and it reads, and after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. Verse 2, and he cried with a mightily, Salakia, and he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Okay, this is her. This is that her, all right, that the holy apostles and the prophets are going to be rejoicing over upon the destruction that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is going to bring to it. Jumping back down to verse 20, Revelations 18 and 20, rejoice over her, thou heaven, right, the elect, right, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for God, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, hath avenged you on her. Okay? So there's going to be prophets and apostles and the elect here watching and seeing and witnessing. All right? Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, take this place out. All right? They're going to be here. The prophets didn't end in Malachi. There's going to be prophets raised up in Babylon. Jeremiah 29. They're here. Whether you believe it or not. Who you think is bringing forth the word in its truth and sincerity, man, from the elders and apostles on down. And it's coming to pass. You know? But anyways, in the Salakia, Revelations 18 and 21, and a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone, that's the spirit, right? And cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. Okay? And again, Babylon the Great, aka America, this is the melting pot for the destruction. But prior to the destruction coming here, evil Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white man's world, is going to be crashing down around them. Okay? Which includes the beast system. Okay? Hence why we're seeing what's going on over there in Europe right now as we speak, man. Okay? What we're witnessing, beloved Achiam and Akwaf, is the fall of the greatest empire of the heathen to have ever been erected. Is what we're witnessing right now, man. And these Edomites can feel it. All right, there's a video that the beloved brother, his YouTube channel's Arrows of Indignation, you Achiam and Akwaf know who it is. He did a video, Lord willing, I can tap into it. Edom knows what it is, man. They feel it in their spirit. You see? They feel it. It's in they feel it in their spirit, man. You know, the scriptures tell us that the Lord, what's that? The book of Joel, it's also in Acts, that the Lord will pour his spirit out on all flesh. Okay? Hey, he's making sure they feel their end coming over the horizon, man. Just like how we can feel our salvation coming at the end of the horizon, man. They can feel their end. They can feel it. You know, and it's all spiritual. You know, this is why they can't explain away how they feel. You know, it is a void. There's a void. You know, they want to. The one chick was like, I want to cry, but you know, man, listen, that video was heavy. With all these random Edomites from TikTok and wherever the brother found them, spewing their mind all over social media, man, regarding how they feel about the times. But there's something in the air they can't explain it. Something's coming. Yep, you're going into slavery, Esau. You self-proclaimed white man, all right? You are going into fetters and chains of iron. This is the reality where you're going to have to fulfill one of the most, I'm looking for a word. One of the most rigorous captivities that the earth has ever seen. You think we had it bad? Our so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans? You ain't seen nothing yet. How the Lord is going to do you Edomites, words can't explain. All right, because ultimately there's going to be a divine judgment that comes upon you in the eon to come. And honestly, hey, we're going to have to see it to believe it. But the Lord is going to do things to you that words can't explain. Ezekiel 25, go read it. All right, for those of you that don't know. You're going to find out how he's going to do it. Go read Ezekiel, the 25th chapter, man. Okay? Esau has a date with destiny and he can't avoid it. He knows it's coming. Okay, these regular Joe six-packs know what's coming, and the global elite know what's coming. All right, this is why you see them moving in haste. You know, you see them, and as they move in haste, they're making all these mistakes, looking sloppy. Okay, you know, putting up fake news and, you know, trying to slander Jake, trying to demonize Jake. You know, but here it is, the masses are seeing through it. You know, you got, you know, a handful of them that believe in what's going on with these random scenarios that are taking place, you know. But for the most part, you know, the masses are like, nah, that looks computer generated. You know, that looks CGI. Wait, hold on, wait a minute. Why is he leaking out? And she's still sitting there in the seat dry, but he's walking around the train or bus or whatever, leaking out. Let's make this make sense. Oh, look like a glitch in the program. Okay? None of it made. Hey, the water Yahweh Shemel Shine, man. Because the Lord got this nigga falling headlong. And at the end of the day, everything's backfiring on Esau, man. But I'm gonna leave you with that, beloved Akim and Akwaf. Hey, the water for tuning in. The water, Lord willing, you were edified through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai. Lord willing, you were spiritually fed. Hey, beloved Akim and Akwaf, we're witnessing the fall of evil, man. This is a beautiful thing, man. We need to relish in these moments, man. Okay? We need to relish in these moments, man. Because, hey, man, we here. We're seeing it with our own eyes. We're hearing it with our own ears, man. Okay? This is beautiful, man. After everything this devil has done to our people, man. All right, he had a long run. Okay? He had a long run. But guess what? He's coming into the time now where he's done. He's through. Game over, man. Game over's for you, Esau. You can run, you can hide, but there's nowhere you can go to avoid your judgment, man. Nowhere you can go, man. I'm leaving you with that, beloved Akiyam and Akwaf. A Lord willing, you were edified and spiritually fed through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak with us. A double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. A Lord willing, again, you beloved Akiyam and Akwak were edified and spiritually fed, man. A relish in these moments. Okay, relish in these moments, seeing Esau in this confusion, you know, in this distress. All right, all over social media crying. I'm talking about they can't make ends meet. Hey, welcome to the club. Hey, shalom.